What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel and to another Overwatch League news video. And today we actually have quite a bit to talk about because we got a big time news update for the 2021 season from the Vice President of Blizzard, John Spector. Even if you've already seen the news video posted on the Overwatch League's YouTube, as well as their Twitter, and I believe Instagram, among other social media platforms, you can still get something out of this video because along with all the information that I'll be unveiling to those who haven't kept up, I am of course going to be giving out my opinions and overall thoughts on all of this. Okay, there's a lot to go over in this video, so let's just get right into it. And the first thing I wanted to talk about is, in my opinion, the most important part of that news video they released, and that is, of course, which teams are going to be a part of which region. So it's going to be divided up 12 and 8, 12 teams being part of the West, they're calling it, and then 8 teams being part of the East. Those who are part of the East are going to be stationed in Korea and China from the looks of it, and teams in the West will be part of either North America or Europe. Starting with the East, aka the APAC region if you prefer to call it that, we have a bunch of the teams you'd expect, like the Hunters, Charge, Spark, NYXL, Fusion Dragons, and Dynasty. All those guys were basically confirmed to be in the APAC region already, but surprisingly, the LA Valiant are also going to the APAC region, aka the Eastern region. Now initially, I'll tell you right now, I was very confused. I simply couldn't believe it because it felt so strange to see the Valiant of all teams leave NA because they have that rivalry with the Shock and Gladiators. I guess quote-unquote rivalry because both of those teams definitely do look good on paper. But my point is they're both part of that California rivalry and the battle for LA. There's a lot going on there, a lot of pride going on, so it's kind of strange to just see them leave out of the blue like this. To be completely honest with all of you, I don't entirely understand why this move happened still, but I think I might have a general theory. It could at least a little bit have to do with the fact that a lot of their players and their overall staff aren't actually from the West, like Dreamer, Lastro, Rain, the newly acquired assistant coach Sung Woo. They're all from South Korea. Then you have guys from Australia, like Unter, the coach they got last year, plus the newly acquired off-tank Adam. But even so, how are the Valiant getting the money to set up a facility over in Asia? I just don't understand it because it's not like they have a lot of money. They're a team that's been on budget mode for quite a bit now, you know, ever since the beginning of Season 3. Now, originally this made more sense in my eyes because all of the rumors on the internet were saying that the Valiant were getting sold. The Immortals were selling them to a Chinese owner of some sort. So that would have made a lot of sense to see them move over there because that's where their facility is. But the Valiant have since then denied these rumors, so now I'm kind of at a loss again. But even so, some sources apparently aren't backing down from this and they're saying it's still true and that the Valiant are in denial, so I really don't know what's going on anymore, but I'm just taking this all with a grain of salt because I don't know what to believe. What's very interesting is there were some other rumors going around apparently that the Valiant were going to get rid of their entire roster once the signing window closed and just replace them with a bunch of Chinese players to make their Chinese owners happy. But again, all of this seems like it's not coming true, at least for the time being. I usually don't like to talk about rumors, but it made a lot of sense given that the Valiant were suddenly moving to APAC, so I thought I'd bring it up. Anyway, looking at the Western region, you have the Rain, Uprising, Fuel, Mayhem, Outlaws, Spitfire, Gladiators, Eternal, Shock, Titans, Defiant, and Justice. Compared to APAC, I feel like the Western region definitely has more weaker teams, but at the same time, they also are very top-heavy with teams like the Shock, Fuel, Mayhem, Gladiators, Justice. There are some solid teams in this region. It should be a lot of fun to watch those guys duke it out. But the thing that makes me the happiest of all about this region announcement thing is the fact that we have a perfect 12-8 split. We have even numbers. It's just what I wanted. I was really nervous for a long time we'd only have 7 teams again in the APAC region because maybe some teams didn't have enough money to go over there. Budgets are kind of tight for every team in the league right now, but everything ended up panning out, and I'm very thankful for that. I love me some good competitive structure, so this gets 2 thumbs up from me. Next up, we need to talk about the event calendar, and as we all already knew from a bunch of rumors we've been getting for months now, the league will be starting in April. We don't have an exact date just yet, but April is indeed the starting month. Along with this, we have some format changes coming through, and the big thing to note is that there's going to be heavy tournament involvement this time around. It would seem that at the end of every month, there's going to be a tournament, and you're going to qualify by playing 4 games throughout the month, and if your record is good enough, then you get to make it in. But what's really cool is it's not going to be 2 separate regional tournaments. It would seem that the league wants to have everybody compete in the same tournament. I don't know how many teams are going to qualify, but only the best of the best are going to compete in this, which I think is really good. And it's all thanks to Overwatch and Blizzard coming through with this whole minimum latency thing so we can have no unfair disadvantages or anything like that. What this means, I guess you can say, is that we don't have to wait so long for those matches that everybody wants wants to see, like Dragons versus Shock. We don't have to wait until the Final Four to get that anymore. We can see them during the regular season now, potentially. Another thing I'm very, very happy about is that every single team only has to play 4 games a month. I think that's a lot more manageable than what we've had in previous years, so good on the league for making that change. This kind of ensures that teams get a little bit more rest, but also they get more preparation for every single game. They don't have to worry about 2 opponents in 1 week, probably. Perhaps some teams do have some double headers here and there, but for the most part, I feel like each team is just going to have to worry about 1 opponent every single week, which I find wonderful. I think that's going to make some of these games more interesting and hopefully competitive. Another interesting point brought up by John Spector is that there is a possibility homestands could return at some point during Season 4. As of right now, we're going to remain in an online format fully, but you never know what could happen. Of course, you should definitely not be getting your hopes up too much and keep those excitement levels to a bare minimum, because it very much depends on the status of every single place in the world where we're going to have a team. If vaccines can maybe come through and get distributed nice and easily, and we can perhaps get this pandemic a little bit more under control and get those safety levels down to where they need to be, maybe, just maybe, we could get a couple of homestands in specific areas, but again, don't get your hopes up, because I know I certainly am not going to. Some other news regarding fan experience is here in the second year of the Overwatch League's partnership with YouTube, they're looking to make some changes to improve fan experience overall. John Spector did not really go into any specifics, but he did say that they're trying to just collaborate with YouTube and maybe make a POV system, kind of like what we had on Twitch with the League Pass. And they definitely want to look into the rewards program, so maybe they'll make earning tokens easier, or maybe you can get more of them per stream. I don't know what's going on there, but that all sounds very exciting if you ask me. It would seem they're trying to make it easier for their streams to be discovered on YouTube as well, not to mention that they want to try and improve the overall quality of the stream, which was definitely an issue here and there during Season 3. Changes like how the show is ran for fan experience, and even their graphics packaging is also going to be changed apparently. All of that sounds really good to me. I'm a big fan of them just actively looking for ways to make the stream and overall experience better. One other cool thing they're trying to do to help enhance that fan experience is over on the Overwatch League's website, where they plan to have a spoiler-free way to look at the website, watch the games, and not have to worry about seeing any of the scores and some of the games you missed out on and the final results and everything. I know there's quite a few of you out there who do care about spoilers, so I think that's really great for you guys. I personally don't care about that stuff because I'm more of a traditional sports fan. When I go on ESPN and stuff, I see the scores at the bottom of the screen all the time. I don't care about that stuff too much. It's whatever. But I know that some of you do care, so I think this is a great addition for all of you. Some other minor things that were discussed was that they're trying to improve the stats system, which I'm really excited about personally because I'm a big stats nerd. I love that stuff. I think it's going to be fantastic. Can't wait for that. But also, we know now that the Shock versus the World Tournament thing at BlizzCon is going to be taking place February 19th through 20th. I don't know if they're going to be playing on both days or just one of the days, but that's something to look forward to. We don't know all of the details about that still just yet, but I'm pretty pumped to see a bunch of teams take on the Shock and see how they can do, even if it is just for fun. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's basically everything that was covered in that news video, so my work here is done. So let me know what you think of all of this down in the comment section. It's a lot to process all at once with news and supposed rumors going around. It's a lot. So if you have any questions, feel free to throw them down in the comment section. I will try to my very best ability to answer them. If not, maybe a lovely person down in the comments can answer it for me. If you're interested in checking out the full video for yourself, I will leave a link in the description and in a pinned comment down below for your viewing pleasure. But with that said, that's going to do it for me, ladies and gentlemen. So if you did enjoy this video, I would appreciate it if you could give it a like and subscribe to my channel if you want to keep up with all things Overwatch League news related, because whenever something comes out, I'm going to cover it almost immediately if I can. And of course, as always, thank you all so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate your support so much. And until next time, this is ATP, signing out. Peace.